Hey, I'm Paul, and if you're looking for a waterproof camera strap, then check out the retractable coil lanyard from Cetacea. If you've ever been on a dive and had the unfortunate pleasure of dropping something into the abyss, then you'll know exactly why you need a lanyard. And when it comes to expensive camera equipment, that's even more important. Having a lanyard attached to your underwater camera is going to save you thousands of dollars. The great thing about lanyards is you can turn them to almost any underwater accessory. When you first start scuba diving, you're going to be kitted out with mask, snorkel fins, wetsuit, weight belt, BCD, regulator, and cylinder. All of those items are going to be attached to your body in one way, shape, or form. However, as soon as you get into specialty diving, there's going to be a list of specialty equipment that you're going to start taking with you. One of the first underwater camera accessories you're going to take along with you is probably going to be a GoPro. GoPro are fantastic cameras to take with you on a recreational dive. The great thing about taking a GoPro on your underwater adventures is that you can set them up in a number of different ways to capture all sorts of different footage that'll make for the best dive videos you can put out on YouTube. Now, you can either handhold a GoPro or you can attach it to a number of different accessories. The one thing you don't want to do is drop your GoPro into the abyss and lose it forever. Replacing a GoPro is going to be expensive. Losing that footage is going to be a nightmare. When I start thinking about taking my camera gear underwater, the first thing I think of is making sure that it's attached to me in one way, shape, or form. And the best way that I've found is to use a retractable coil lanyard. I got hold of my friends at Cetacea and asked them to send me a couple of lanyards to try out and show you which are the best options you can use for your camera gear or other diving accessories that you're taking with you. Cetacea manufacture all their lanyards in the USA to very high standards. If you want to buy a Cetacea coil lanyard for your underwater camera gear or any other scuba diving gear, I'll leave links in the description below. You definitely need to have a retractable lanyard. If your lanyard doesn't retract, that length of cord can get wrapped up in the rest of your gear and spoil your dive. When I started taking a look at lanyards, the first thing that I thought of is making sure that I get a stainless steel clip. That stainless steel clip is there to clip onto the D-rings on your BCD. At first I thought that I wanted to have a stainless steel clip on the other side, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized that actually having a stainless steel clip clipping onto my camera meant that if I was taking video and that got clinking around on the camera, all I'd hear in the audio would be the clinking of a stainless steel clip against the plastic. And so having a cord at the end of your lanyard is exactly what you need. I tested out two different lanyards, one that's slightly smaller and the other that's larger. The larger one has got an additional clip so that you can connect the cord attached to whatever gear you're working with and the stainless steel clip that's going to attach to your BCD. That means that that loop is closed. However, when you need to use the equipment, unclip it and you can stretch that out, use the equipment in whichever way you need, and then clip it back into place. I thought that worked really well for slightly heavier equipment, but I didn't really need that for lighter equipment. The slightly smaller lanyard that I tested out is perfect for lighter items, things like a dive knife, a torch. I even used one on my white balance cards, which means that my underwater camera gear is close to my body when I'm not using it, but I can extend it and point it wherever I need, when I need. The one thing I expected before I got hold of these lanyards is that the lanyards would hold some weight. However, when I started working with them, I realized that the lanyard wasn't going to hold any weight. At first, I thought that'd be a problem, but as soon as I started working with the lanyard underwater, I realized that I didn't want it to have a very strong retraction in the coil, particularly with regards to my camera equipment. If there were a really strong retractable cord, I'd be constantly fighting against that cord while trying to get the shot. That might work for photography, but as soon as you move to video, you want your camera to be balanced and light in your hands. You don't want to be fighting against the retraction of a coil. Setting up the lanyard is really easy. Simply pass the cord through any loop on the gear that you're working with, then pass the end of the lanyard through that cord and tighten it up, and away you go. In order to make sure that my gear isn't dangling too much, I take the stainless steel clip and clip that onto my BCD, and then take the other end of the loop and hook that into the stainless steel clip so that it closes that loop. When buying a lanyard for your underwater camera gear, make sure that the coil is covered in a nylon webbing. That'll make sure that if the coil rubs up against any of your equipment, it's not going to leave any scrapes or scratches. If you want to buy a Cetacea lanyard, I'll leave a link to Cetacea website where you can order directly from the manufacturer. What gear would you use a lanyard for when you go on your diving adventures? Let me know in the comment section below. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, check out my other videos, and I'll see you in the next video.